Welcome. I'm delighted that you're here. My name is Robin Richards, and I am your teacher and the creator here at Robin's WellNest. I'm here to inspire and teach you empowered healing and wellness. This is for all seasons of your life so that you can enjoy a vibrant life regardless of challenges and change that will inevitably emerge. Now, here at Robin's WellNest, I focus my teaching on mindset, mindfulness, and Reiki energy healing to merge science with the world of woo. This allows you to have all the information to select the tools that work best for what you need right now. Today, we are going to dive in to conscious living. Now, this concept of conscious living is really the solution to help achieve peace and prosperity, not only as an individual, but as a collective. It does, however, all begin as an individual. I chose this lesson today because I know that you want to live a wonderful life. And not only do you want your life to be wonderful, you want to contribute to the safety and progress of our planet, especially for our children. But the question is, how? Especially when it seems so overwhelming and like such a big process and project to take on. Well, that's where conscious living comes into play. Conscious living is a concept that incorporates bringing mindfulness into all areas of your life so that you are aware of what you are doing, when you're doing it, so that you can live your life knowing that you're promoting progress in your world. Let's take a step back and examine exactly what mindfulness is defined as. Mindfulness is defined as paying attention on purpose in the present moment with non-judgment. So when we pay attention on purpose, we get drawn into the present moment. Now, the challenge when we get into the present moment is that that voice inside of us often tends towards the inner critic. And the inner critic is really uncomfortable once we realize how loud and how destructive that voice can be. But we must accept that that inner critic is part of us. It's part of our conditioning. It's part of the things that we've been taught, the things that society has shown us, that our upbringing has shown us, and that we've continued to grow within us. And once we accept that and allow it to be with non-judgment, we take energy away from the inner critic, and it creates space for us to be able to grow new things. Now, in that space and in this process of mindfulness, we then begin to incorporate and embody conscious living. Now, in the second lesson, I shared with you components of my story. So as you know, I live with complex PTSD. And when I had a full flare-up of complex PTSD that was unmanageable in my life, I was completely disassociated from the world. Now, the surprising fact may be that I lived in a full flare-up and disassociated from the world for decades. That did not mean I was not achieving or loving or living. It meant that inside, I wasn't actually connected. And I was in a reactive state versus being able to respond. That is not a position that I wish upon anyone. And it took a lot of time and diligence of learning tools to be able to unwind from that disassociated state, unpack what was causing all of the different flare-ups of my complex PTSD, and really focus on my healing and growth into the person who lives consciously with awareness that sits before you as your teacher today. Now, I want you to know that when we are projecting into the future, that's where anxiety grows. When we are only in a state of mourning and wishing for the past, that's where depression lives. It is only in a state of presence that we are in the moment and able to navigate our lives in the most sound, aligned, best way that will benefit us moving forward. That's where conscious living is. When we calm everything around us so that we can see what is really in front of us to make informed decisions moving forward. It's mindfulness in everything that we do, paying attention on purpose to the present moment without judgment. Now, there have been a lot of different ways that I have accessed and built this concept of conscious living. One of my favorite practices is yoga. I needed the movement of my body in order to be able to quell the craziness of my mind and touch into the present moment. And the challenge, especially for me, my cup of tea is not necessarily yours, but one of my cups of tea is hot yoga. I love a good sweat that challenges not only my body, but my mind to focus and remain in the present moment. There are many other practices that you can do that help you work that muscle of mindfulness, because practice is going to make it permanent. You are going to continue to need to practice to tap into that muscle memory, but the muscle becomes stronger the more that you practice. So things that you can do to bring this conscious living into existence for you is build it from the inside out. Perhaps it's through a yoga practice, or maybe it's as simple as slowing down when you eat to really experience mindfully the sensations of what happens when we are eating. Perhaps you want to step into conscious living by examining some of the products that you use, whether it's to clean your home or that you put on your skin or your children's skin. Looking at some of these products and doing a little bit of research into what goes into them and the impact that they can have on our body and then therefore our mind can help you to lay a foundation that is allowing you to feel that sense of control in how you are responding and what you are choosing to bring into your world and impact your life. Another amazing way to build a conscious life is to really examine your relationships. Nurture the relationships that help bring you into a higher vibration, that help bring you calm, that bring you joy, and perhaps build some boundaries around relationships that cause you to feel not quite yourself. Right now, we need conscious living more than ever before. We are living in a world of misinformation and unconscious reaction, most of which is fueled by fear and by people who are living in a disassociated state. Now, I'm not asking for you to diagnose anyone else. I am asking for you to look within. Conscious living is gaining control of the one thing that you can in this world, and that is yourself. And by gaining that control and examining the choices that you are making, you then begin to build a world that's in alignment with your truest, most authentic self. It begins very small, but trust me, as a person who is vibrantly living before you as your teacher today, it works. Small steps lead to big gains. And though you cannot control others, the way in which you live influences others. Our energy that we bring to the world impacts those around us. So know that when you are doing the work within yourself, bravo. Just listening, watching, reading this video proves to yourself that you are building a conscious life, examining thought patterns, looking to be a lifelong learner so that you can grow into the future and lead others along with you. And thank you for doing what you're doing and being who you are. Now, as you work to build conscious living, the teacher in me is always going to challenge you to experiment with what that is going to look like. I challenge you to experiment with building in a mindfulness practice every day. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to set in stone what that mindfulness practice is going to be. I encourage you to explore what can you bring in to your daily life. Is it perhaps sitting down each evening and enjoying in a mindful way one piece of chocolate in order to fully experience what it's like to mindfully eat? Is it spending moments in prayer, meditation, journaling? Is it a yoga practice? Is it a walk in nature? Is it doing the dishes, but instead of allowing your mind to race, begin shifting into paying attention on purpose in the present moment without judgment so that you are mindfully doing the dishes and bringing conscious living into your life? I would love to know how you incorporate this experiment in your world, and I cannot wait to hear all of the benefits that this practice is going to bring to your beautiful existence. As you continue to learn and grow, I want to remind you that I have an amazing free resource for you called the Success Blueprint. And in the Success Blueprint, I outline 3 research-based steps that align your life to manifest your vision. If you have been looking for a process to get the results that you want in your life and enjoy the journey getting there, the Success Blueprint is for you. I want you to avoid getting stuck like I did in so many different ways. So head over to robinswellness.com/the Success Blueprint to grab your copy of the Success Blueprint, which is 3 research-based steps aligning your life to manifest your vision. I'm also going to place a link below, and please like and subscribe to this channel. I'd love if you shared it with any of your friends who you know are on this same conscious living, empowered healing journey that you are. Keep coming back each week on Mondays when new lessons launch, and always remember, until next time, you are enough just the way that you are. You are powerful beyond measure. And I love you. Namaste.